Well, hey everyone, John here. In this video, I'm going to step you through how you can actually create your own mortgage calculators, any calculators, other tools for free without having to know how to code. So if you're a realtor or real estate professional and you want to get some calculators on your site, you're tired of using the outdated looking free ones that are available out there that usually have a link to some questionable site, or you're tired of paying a monthly fee to license calculators, you can now create all the calculators you want on your own without coding in not a lot of time. Okay, I'm going to show you through, I'm going to step you through the entire process, how I created this. And then there's a few mistakes here I want to correct, and I left that to do for the video because then you can see how we do a little bit of back and forth with the coding software. So now my site's WordPress and most people use WordPress. If you use WordPress, I really do suggest the way I do it. And the one thing you're going to need is a plugin called Code Snippets. What this plugin does is it allows you to inject PHP code into your website without having to go in and modify the functions file, which can get really dangerous because if you make one little mistake, you can crash your whole site. So with code snippets, yes, you can crash your site with bad code there too, but typically I found the way that I've been doing this, I've not had anything crash at all. It works really well, so I haven't had to worry about it. So I use this plugin, and I'll show you where I deal with it on my website. So this is it, and it is free. So the coding tool we use is Claude. All right, so this is how I kicked it off. As you'll see, there was a little bit of iterations and there was a miscommunication, and that's actually makes for a really good teaching moment. So here's my initial prompt. I need a mortgage calculator. I just leave it like that. You could specify, if you want a really specific type of mortgage calculator or some sort of calculator with additional features and functions, you can specify that and it'll do a great job. I mentioned it's for a WordPress website, so it knows that. For a functions file in PHP, and provide a shortcode to display it. What's a shortcode? A shortcode is this. Okay, it has those square brackets, and what this says is it triggers whatever is coded in the back end. And then we're going to deploy on the page. Now I made one fatal mistake here, and this is why I had the problems, and it makes for a really good teaching aspect in the video, and that is I didn't mention it's going to go into code snippets, and I've always done that before. I have created over 200 various tools and software coding in this fashion. You'd think I'd learned by now, but I didn't. So we want it for code snippets. That's what I missed. So it created a calculator. It wasn't styled. It didn't look very good. In fact, it was quite ugly, which was unusual because typically Claude will code things to look really nice out of the box. Especially when you give it colors and so forth. So it wasn't working, and the whole reason was this guy screwed up the initial prompt. So we're going to jump through. I couldn't figure it out, and then ultimately I realized, oh, here's the problem. You didn't code this for code snippets. Can you code it? And then once it did that, boom, this is the design we got, and it's perfect. So how do we go from we got something we like to get this on our site? Okay, you can see it's for code snippets because it's got this little start here, and if it's full HTML document, it'll be quite a bit different. All right, so what we do is we copy this code. We go here, now we're in the page where we're gonna actually deploy it, but we wanna go into code snippets, okay? Code snippets, now I haven't, as you can see, I've created a lot of these, and that's just one site. Realtor mortgage calculator. Okay, well this is it. All you need to do is dump it in here, all right? So I've done that, you do that, and then you just go down to the very, very, very bottom and you say save and activate. I don't have that here because mine's activated already. You go here, save changes. Now, in any sort of revisions that we're going to make with Claude, and we will do that in this video, it will require us to come back to the code snippet and change up that code, okay? So for now, and then I have a preview and we can just refresh the page and see how that's gonna look. So there are two changes I wanna make, okay? And the first is, I don't like this little cache icon, it gets in the way. So we're gonna get rid of that. The other thing is this, 15, I think we want to add probably a 10 and a 5 there, okay? So we're gonna make those two changes right now, and this is how we do it. Two changes, first get rid of the, I'll just pause and then you can see it. Here we go, and then it does its thing. So we hit go, and it's running. Now, a couple things about Claude, and I've used this so much, I pretty much know how it operates. If you get really, really long chats, like if this turned into an endless thing, eventually it might just stop and say you need to start a new chat. And that is not a good situation because you kind of got to start over. And a new chat will not remember previous chats. Interestingly enough, ChatGPT, it will remember other chats. It can recall other chats. That's a major, major difference between the two. I much prefer ChatGPT. So that is a problem. And so what you need to typically do is if you end up at the end and it says that's the end, you got to start a new chat. I take the most recent version or the best version to date, and then I copy it in the new chat. I sort of give it a few notes as to what was done in the other chat, and then we carry on from there. All right, so it says she made the changes. Let's double check. We go here. We just do this. We save changes. So once you kind of got this set, fixing things, piece of cake. Look at that, done. Let's see, but we're good. Okay, so that's how you make simple changes. Designs, you could change it. You could change the colors. You can get rid of the little shadow drops. You can get rid of you can change anything. You just tell Claude exactly what you want and it'll do it. You can create a much more robust calculator with a lot more features, no problem, but I wanted to keep it pretty simple. But this is it. This is our mortgage calculator. And it is done, and you can create this for your own site, as you can see, like in no time at all. So the last thing I want to step through is for anybody who just needs the full HTML and doesn't want to deal with code snippets. It's very simple. I just said code it as a standalone HTML document, same style, okay? And what it did is it spit out, you can see doc type. So it's a fully contained document. So we didn't need the snippet. I just put the full document in here. This is a custom HL box. This is nothing to do. You're not going to do this. This just keeps ads off my site. It's totally irrelevant to you, almost 100%. So I put this here, and you can see it's exactly the same. So it works both ways. I like the code snippets just because that's how I've organized things, but you can do it either way. And just for fun, let's wrap up with changing the color. This is how easy it is to do that. Now you're going to see it's going to take a few seconds. It doesn't happen overnight here, or well, actually it does happen overnight. A lot quicker than that. But there we go. We're getting a little bit of different color design here. It's going to take probably a minute or so. It's grinding. In the meantime, while this is happening, I just want to show you one other thing. Oh, there, not quite done. If you're into data-driven content, you might be interested in this. This is something that I've been putting together data-rich reports for realtors and on this site for some time, quite a while. And I've had a lot of requests to create them for realtors and so forth. So we've offered this service. And we're launching at $97 a month. You can cancel any time. But what we do is we create these. Right? We create these in-depth housing market reports. And these are for realtors. You get it delivered just like this. You can put it on your site. We deliver it in PDF. And these are pure gold. This is not AI. This is based on actual data that we like download and format and formulate and create various formulas to create all this, and this is what we end up with. And we can be totally customized in terms of the layout and the colors and everything that you want. You just let us know what you need. But this is something that you can get. You can get 1 a month. You can get 10 a month for different regions. You can do towns, neighborhoods, whatever it is you want. If it's in our data set, and our data set's enormous, then we can make these for you. All right, well, enough of that. Let's dive back in. Let's see here, we got red. Now, I'm not gonna take more time, but you can see just how easy it was to change it to red. I would probably prompt it to change this stuff to red too, so it's a little more consistent. It's a bit jarring like this, but overall did a pretty good job. Typically, I do prefer the blue myself, but you can see just how easy it is to change the design. That's a wrap. Go make your own calculators. These things are amazing. You could seriously just go to Claude and tell it what you want, and it will create it. Thanks for watching.